I've never been much of a swimmer, though I do know pretty much every dive in town as the old bar joke goes. Sinking though is another story, that I've always been pretty good at. Like now. As I struggled my way back up out of the blackness though, I was beginning to feel another kind of sinking feeling, the feeling that this night was probably going to get a whole lot worse before it got better. Score one for me on that point. I worked my way awkwardly back up and onto my feet a little, and that was when the questions began scurrying their way into my still throbbing noggin like little hungry fishies on crack. Where was I? What year was it? What was my name? Trivial stuff like that. As I ventured a careful little half look around the shadowy alleyway, some of it at least started coming back to me just a little. I'd seen something nasty, or had caught a fleeting little non-glimpse of it anyway, and I'd also seen the half-eaten remains of the one-time street gal that it had left behind. Aside from a few gooey-looking little gut stains left behind on the dirty pavement however, both of them appeared to be long gone now. Whatever else the alleged whatever had maybe been or not been, at least it had apparently had the decency to clean up after itself before it had skedaddled. Score half a point for it on that point anyway. Of course, that still didn't excuse chowing on the remains of a shapely young street maiden in the dark of the night, and presumably scarfing down the poor gal's missing shoes no less on top of it, but then I guess we all have our vices, truth be told, even if some are a tad bit worse than others. This one, judging from what I'd seen anyway, was probably the worst of the worst. Score an extra point for me for deduction. What my brilliant deduction skills were telling me now was that this seemingly empty and now lifeless alleyway was now precisely that, empty and lifeless. Aside from me, even the festering little vermin of the night had apparently moved on to browner pastures. Then again maybe not, maybe it was still close by, watching, waiting for me maybe. As I searched my way around the surrounding shadows a little more just to be sure, I tried running it all through my head a little more to see if there was anything of any usefulness there, something that at least looked nasty and non-human had apparently chowed down on a street gal, or alleged street gal at any rate. She could have been a long-time virgin on her way to some after-hours Bible fest for all I knew, leaving behind a half-chewed mess with 2 missing shoes and at least 1 missing foot, though that could have just been a footnote and nothing more. And that was when I'd seen it, or maybe seen it, and it had maybe seen me back, or so it had seemed at the time, just before it left the scene quicker than a 2-bit bookie at a police raid. And though it seemed to be long gone now sure enough, the smelly alleyway was so dark and lightless that it could have been 2 feet away from me for all I could tell, maybe even closer, and that was when it hit me, the dimly half-flickering light bulb futzing its way to half-life above my still throbbing head in all its burnt-out glory, telling me that for better or for worse or for all the much worser yet I was very, very much not alone. Oh, and one last thing, are you a literary agent looking for the next big thing? Author, artist, designer Jameson Tucker is looking for you, seriously. Make contact today, because great writerly works don't sell themselves.